How's it going, guys? I'll get some music going up here in a little bit. Just want to make sure my audio is not garbage, that my stream connection isn't bad. Just go and chat and see if guys' quality is any decent. So hopefully how this should work out is I should be able to refresh the page at 9 o'clock and the session files should become available for us to view. I'm guessing this is already pre-recorded. I can't imagine that they're going to do a live stream off of their own site if they're not doing it off of YouTube. So, and in terms of times, we've got, if you're on EST, it should be 9 o'clock, so we've got about an hour for me to be able to do this. Or half an hour, sorry. Yeah, alright, so 2 p.m. GMT. I don't know what that time zone is. Okay, so it's UK. Yeah, so yeah, it's just 6 a.m. PDT for is when it's supposed to launch, is I guess what it says. The setup process for this was pretty crazy. You had to kind of make your own company with it. I don't have a company, so I just kind of put my my YouTube channel in here as the company for it. I don't know. They're not making it very easy for people to be able to get on and actually watch this content. So hopefully I was going to be able to help out you guys. And I don't know if they're going to stream it on YouTube under Nvidia's channel, to be completely honest. Because, again, they're making it pretty hard for someone just to be able to come in and watch. You have to go on their own GTC website. And it's just like, I don't know. I definitely think they could have done it better. I would have liked them to be able to broadcast on YouTube. Here, we can check it out real quick and see if Nvidia's streaming. Or planning on streaming. Oh, I should have. Yeah. Yeah, they haven't made any indication of streaming this. So, yeah. Looks like it's just gonna have to be me for right now. Or if you guys just want to check this out, it's just Nvidia.com at their GTC conference. You do have to have your own company to sign up with it in order to get everything going. But again, I kind of did that for myself. So, dude, if Ampere is as good as people are saying it's going to be, hopefully we can get a little bit of a glimpse from it from this. They're definitely only going to be showing like Tesla and Quadros today. But I don't know. Hopefully it all goes well. I think the 3080 Ti is going to be out RDNA 2, to be perfectly honest. I think Nvidia's had a lot of time to be able to develop their RTX series, and I think that AMD has kind of knows their limitations with the RDNA. I think that it's going to be like RDNA 3 is going to be the time where they can actually beat out Nvidia. There's a really, really good YouTube channel called Moore's Law is Dead, and he has a bunch of leaks. Again, they're leaks, so I just kind of take them for as they are. But I don't know. I think Nvidia will pull out with this one, because they said like they had like 8,000 tensor cores on their, or no, not tensor cores. They were just CUDA cores. They had like 8,000 something CUDA cores on their 3080 Ti, which is almost double that of the RTX 2080 Ti. So I don't know. Oh, and they're supposed to be like upping their tensor cores like a lot in this generation, apparently. from all those Moore's Law's dead leaks. Do you need to register to watch? Yeah, you need to register online. You don't need to pay if you have a bit. Like there was like a weird billing thing. Like when I went in there, like after you finish up all the registration, there was like a weird billing. It just didn't make me pay anything. It was like $000, and it, like I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, dude, the leaks are gonna be crazy. I feel like if it comes out true, the leaks mean we're gonna get some pretty good graphics cards this year. I'm doing good, verified player. How are you, man? When is the Nvidia event? Well, right now we are at 8:30 a.m. EST. It is going to be going on around 9 o'clock. So, again, it's going to be weird. Hopefully I can get it up. Session files is where I'm assuming it's going to be going, you know. So, yeah. And I'll just be refreshing the page like crazy once we get close to 9 o'clock. How much do I think console's going to be able to do ray tracing? I think it's going to be doing it pretty well. Again, we haven't really seen what RDNA 2 can do with ray tracing. We haven't really heard AMD talk about it that whole much. From the limited amount of gameplay we have seen, it looks fine, but we don't know what it's going to be doing to performance. So, yeah, I'm just kind of not really worrying about that one too much. I'm not really that much into ray tracing. I think it looks cool, but yeah. Oh yeah, dude, the Unreal Engine 5 demo was pretty crazy. I actually used some of the background footage from my last video. It looks crazy. They had I think their last scene had upwards of like 8 billion triangles in one of the render scenes, which is absolutely insane. And it was running on a PS4, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So usually, if they're gonna be launching something today, it's gonna be the 28 or the 3080 or the 3070. Which again, they're not gonna be launching those cards. We're just gonna be watching for like Quadros and Tesla cards, and hopefully kind of gauge performance off of those two cards or those series that we're gonna be getting. Sorry, yeah, man, I'm in PS5. Yeah, if it was running off of PS4, that'd be insane. In the future, I think it will be. I think it's just kind of the way the industry's going at this point. Is it in 20 minutes? Yeah, it's in 20 minutes. Hopefully it's in 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I think the competition between companies right now is pretty great. I had a video on this, I don't know, 2 videos ago, talking about how, like, you know, the consoles are meaning a lot more for the PC community than anything. Just because the competition that AMD's bringing with the new consoles is actually, like, going to be affecting the PC community. That's, like, the first time we've ever really seen that before. Like, we're actually kind of worried about, oh, dude, like, my entry-level gaming PC is not going to be able to beat out the next-gen consoles, you know? It's just kind of one of those things. Yeah, I don't think the price is going to be very high because, again, from the leaks that we're seeing, apparently RDNA 2 is doing a lot better than RDNA 1. So if they're able to make it fairly cheap and Xbox is able to lower down their prices, same thing with the PS4. I think PS4 is going to launch no matter what less than Xbox because that's what they've been doing with every single release. Yeah, I think both are going to be around 500 if they're going to be released anytime next year. 500 I think is a good number. At the most, I can see like the Xbox One maybe at $600, but that might just be because of, you know, just like launch pricing. It'll definitely like go down to 500 in the next month. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So like, if you have a low-end PC, it's like it's gonna be like an old like low-end PC from last gen. I think that the new gen like RDNA and RTX cards are gonna be like, you know, be pretty comparable against the consoles because they're actually coming out with a 3050 and it's like, so like we haven't had a 50 series card that has had ray tracing like with the last generation, but this generation supposedly we are. So yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with scalpers. I think that the Xbox is trying to get as much supply, build up as much supply as they can right now because they know these consoles are going to be pretty hot. So I mean, again, you're always going to have to deal with shortages, and especially depending on what area you're living in. Like if you're not living in the United States, it's probably going to be a pretty big nightmare to be getting one of those new consoles. Ray tracing Cyberpunk, that'd be dope. I've never played any of the Cyberpunk games before. Yo, what's up, Kulo Spod? Yo, guys, this is a great stream. Wow, for this first stream on the channel, got 130 guys watching. That's pretty great. Leave a like on the stream if you guys are enjoying. Maybe consider subscribing. So there's supply issues with the PS4. Huh. The 3080, okay, the 3080, if the specs are right, I expect it to be around $800 at launch. $1,000 may be a lot, I think. The 3080 Ti, I don't know. To be completely honest, like, guessing Nvidia's prices is just kind of a shot in the dark. You never really know how they're going to price it. I mean, back in the 600 series, they launched their 6080 Ti for like $500 or $600 or $500. So like that was their flagship model card, and they sold it for $600. So again, just a shot in the dark, basically. For the 2080 Ti, if they have the amount of CUDA cores that Moore's Law suggested they do, I think it's going to be a lot more than $1,500. I think it's going to be like $3,000. Because it's a lot. It's like $8,000 is what they were talking about, which is 3060 for $300. I think is very realistic. I think that is very realistic. I think a 60 series card should never be more than that. Why are you guys saying your countries that you guys are from? Did someone ask? Oh, yeah. Maddie asked. Okay. We got guys in here from Australia, China, Holland. Nice to see you guys. Now, I won't be talking this much if we do like get the conference going. Just because I want you guys to be able to hear it. I might pause it or something like that. But dude, the Quadros are going to be so expensive. They're always extremely expensive. What is the RTX what? 8000 is the Quadro that's out right now. Yeah, it's like an 8000. It changes. The RTX 8000 is a $6,000 card right now, and it's a 2-year-old. Or no, it's a 3-year-old card, and it's still going for the same price that they were initially selling it for. So, yeah. It's going to be expensive because of crypto mining. I don't know. Crypto mining is been kind of dying out lately. It's still a big thing. I think it's kind of leveled off. The thing that I love about crypto mining is all of the cheap RX series cards that I can get is the cheap RX 580s and 570s. I mean, all they really take is a little bit of repasting to do, but you know they're dirt cheap right now. Yeah, 48 gigs of VRAM is... I've seen a couple of videos of like video professionals actually needing that VRAM just with the amount of triangles that they're rendering and all the textures that they have to throw into their scenes. But yeah. Where's the stream going to be? I don't think it's a stream. So I think the format for how NVIDIA is doing this is they're going to update this page at, I think, 9 o'clock. And those session files should be able to become downloadable, and I'll just open it up, hopefully. I don't think they're actually like live streaming it. I think it's all pre-recorded. Again, not a lot of people have very much information about this at this point, so yeah. Yeah, deep learning needs a lot of VRAM. Yeah, so I mean, those Quadro cards have like the necessity to have that 48 gigs. Again, I don't think a GTX card or RTX card needs 48 gigs. It'd be nice, but I mean, I don't think I'd be able to even use a quarter of that. Yeah, mining cards are some of the best value. Like buying a used mining card, like as long as the fan isn't broken, like you can literally just take out the shroud and just put on some new paste, and it will run just like new. And they are pretty good value. Like I can get a used RX 470 for like $50, which is pretty crazy for the amount of money and that kind of performance that you're gonna be getting. 32K Minecraft needs 48 gigs probably. If you're running Minecraft at 32K, I think you're doing something wrong. Wow, this stream's just blowing up. I guess a lot of people want to see this GTC conference. That's hilarious. Yeah, video editing can use a lot. I know the video editor that I use, it's actually a free video editor. I don't know, I'm kind of a shill, but it uses a lot of VRAM. Like I'm getting close to maxing out on VRAM on some of my videos, especially when I throw in 4K footage. It's a nightmare dealing with 4K footage. Okay, so I don't think they're going to be launching any new RTX GPUs today. They're definitely going to be launching Tesla and Quadro RTX cards, but that's what we're watching for, so we can see that what kind of performance we're going to be getting. Because a lot of the times those Tesla cards and those Quadro cards are like going to be kind of indicating how much performance we're going to be getting with the new RTX just gaming series cards. 8K60 for 30. Oh yeah, definitely for the 3080 Ti, 8K60 should be a standard. I definitely think that. On the 300 leaks, what are the 300 leaks? Are they going to go live? No, they aren't going to go live. There's just session files. I've got it highlighted up right now. Apparently, I'm supposed to download session files in like 10 minutes, and I'll refresh the page, download them, and hopefully it's an MP4 or something like that we can open up and view and watch together. How long? It's supposed to be up in 10 minutes, so it's a little bit longer. I'm speculating that 3080 Ti is going to be released at the end of the year, kind of along with the consoles. I don't think it's going to be, again, this summer. I think RDNA 2 might come out this summer, which would be pretty dope, but I don't think that the RTX series are going to come out. I want to play Halo 3 in 8K. You probably can. If you get a 2080 Ti, you should be able to blow that away. So today's the release of the 3080 Ti? No, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Probably not the release of it. I need the 3080 now, bro. I don't think anyone needs a 3080 Ti. I think that's a different statement. 3060, 4K 60. I don't know, dude. Again, if we see some really good performance from these Quadros and these RTX models, I think that we could see 4K 60 on the 3060. Yeah, I mean, again, the pricing is just a shot in the dark for Nvidia, so we can't really guess that. I hope they add 8 gigs for the 36. I think they're going to have 8 gigs or more. I don't think they're going to go down to 6 gigs, because 6 gigs is just not enough. I think 4 gigs should be the standard on lower tier cards. 8 gigs is 8 and plus. I think 8 to 10 gigs should be mid tier cards this generation, and then above 10 gigs is kind of high tier. Have I missed the live stream? No, you have not. You got 10 minutes until we can see the session files. So it's 6 a.m. PDT. I'm on EST right now, so It's 9 o'clock is when we're supposed to start, and it's supposed to be a 2-hour video, or we're just allowed to see it in 2 hours. I don't know how that whole thing's going to work out, but yeah, hopefully they show some deep learning stuff. I'm kind of interested in to see what their quadros are going to be bringing. They'll release minis. Wait, am I reading that right? No, I don't know. 3070 4K 144. I don't think that's unrealistic. Again, I should probably link Moore's Law is Dead, his video on the Nvidia leaks, because it's pretty exciting if it's real, but it's just an entertaining video to watch. So yeah, I love his channel. I usually just throw it on like in the background. I'll play like some Destiny or something like that. So yeah, Ryzen 5 4600. I don't know what the Ryzen 5 or the 400 or 4000 series is really going to bring to AMD. I mean, I think the 3000 series is already so good. To be honest, I'm just waiting till the 4000 series launches, and then the 3000 series gets really, really cheap, and then I can just kind of buy a 3900X for, $300. 4900X is going to be a monster, dude. Yeah, 14% IPC gain would be absolutely monstrous for these next-gen CPUs. And, I mean, Intel really isn't offering anything with their 10th gen, so I don't know. The CPU space is just kind of AMD curb stomping Intel's head into the curb right now. Yeah, I think Ryzen 5000 is going to have DDR5. If anything, it's going to have that. I think DDR5 is slated to release like the specification, and I think manufacturing is supposed to start happening in 2021. So yeah, I think the release of Ryzen 5000 is going to kind of line up with that. It didn't make sense. It makes sense for them to use DDR5. DDR5 is twice. Yeah, that's yeah. So how RAM works is usually every generation they double the RAM speeds, but RAM clocks twice. So so you're not actually RAM's weird how they measure that. Yeah, definitely a lot more RAM capacity. I think the standard is going to be like 16 gig single sticks. So like right now we've got 8 gig single sticks. It's probably going to double that. We're going to have single sticks of 16 is going to be like the standard for most systems. Yeah, I know TSMC is really working on making their manufacturing processes really, really small. Roshan, I think everybody wants cheap stuff, man. I want cheap stuff. Yeah, Samsung's working on it too. There was some weird stuff going on with Nvidia and Samsung. I think Nvidia was trying to leverage an offer with Samsung to TSMC to get like cheaper chips from TSMC, but then AMD just came in and bought all like the 7 nanometer stuff, and Nvidia's like, we don't know what to do now. They were not expecting AMD to come in like that strong with 7 nanometer, and it just kind of blew up in Nvidia's face, to be completely honest. All right, we got 5 minutes here. Let's see if it's up. Yeah, all right. Session files are not up yet. Apple is using 5, so Nvidia could still use TSMC 7 then. So Apple's using 5 nanometers right now. I know that they're trying to make a lot more of their own. Well, yeah, for mobile, they're definitely using 5 nanometers. I think it'd be really cool for them to make like a mobile chip for their MacBook Airs, because their MacBook Airs their cooling so bad. It's so bad, but I think they're decent laptops. Should I wait for the 3000 series? I would wait. Like if you're waiting to build a computer and you have like a console or something like that, I would probably wait for RDNA 2 or the 3000 series, and then maybe like scoop up like a 5700 XT. I think the goal is for like when you're buying a new part is wait till like once a new generation releases and then buy the old generation, because the old generation still has probably decent performance. So yeah. $3,000 series details, hopefully, but again, it's mostly going to be Quadros and Teslas. their server and workstation cards. So yeah. Yeah, 5 minutes. So again, hopefully we get the files for it. We might be a little bit delayed just because their site's probably crammed with traffic at this point. It's taking forever to reload. So yeah. We getting what we series is getting the RTX. We're not getting RTX today. We're not getting the RTX gaming series today, if that's what you guys are asking. A used 1080 Ti is around 2070 Super. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know the 10. I'm not 100% sure on performance, but I know a 1080 Ti is more close to a 5700 XT than probably a 2070 Super. Except it just has more VRAM. It's got 11 gigs, which I guess is kind of nice. Start now? I mean, I don't think it's up. Yeah, session files aren't up yet. It's 8:57 for me. I still got 3 more minutes until they're supposed to be posting the things. Is it on par with the 2070 Super? Okay then. Well, I know 5700 XT is pretty close to the 2070 Super, so again, I don't know. Come on, Jensen, post it, man. I got 2 minutes left. I'm just gonna keep on refreshing the page and reading chat. No gaming today. Yep, no gaming today. Just gonna be Quadras and Teslas, which again are still exciting, and not less exciting than a normal, you know, RTX card. But yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of Quadras that they bring. What is like 48 gigs for the last one? Is their Quadro 8000? What if they have 96 gigs of VRAM, dude? That'd be insane. That's hilarious. No, there's not going to be a 3080 announcement today. If there was, I'd be freaking out. But again, I don't think there's going to be a 3080 announcements today. Again, from this conference, we usually just see like Quadros and Teslas, which are their server grade cards. So watching this with the sun right in my eyes, dude. I wish it was sunny where I was living. It's supposed to be raining all day today, so you know, I was gonna watch this regardless. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I could probably stream this, and then I got 1,000 viewers. Guess other people want to do the same thing. When is your expected release date for the 3000 series? I think end of 2020 or early 2021. Because apparently NVIDIA doesn't have all of the 7 nanometer stuff that they want to... I'm going to accept these cookies right now, that they would like to have. So I think they're going to have a little bit of a supply shortage. Dude, why is this taking so long to... Oh, it logged me out. Alright. I guess that's when it posted. It might be a little bit of a delay, guys, but I'll log back in. I'm going to switch over. There we go. Log me in now. It's 9 o'clock, so hopefully it gets it going. Yep. This site's going to take a while because I guarantee you guys there's going to be a lot of people doing stuff and they're trying to upload the files. So, again, might be a second, might be a couple minutes off. Don't worry about it. Yeah, leather jacket time. Jensen, man. Hopefully bringing us the good stuff. Come on. Everybody hit that like button to help it load faster. Ukraine boy in the house. Leather jacket and cookies. Come on, load, Peppy, load. Let's go. Yeah. This might take a second, guys. There's definitely a lot of people refreshing pages, and again, they're uploading onto their website, and I don't think NVIDIA has the best website. I definitely thought they should have done this off of YouTube, but, you know, who am I to say? Really no RTX 3000 today? No. I'm sorry, man. Probably not. Again, hopefully they do. Like, I'm not saying that they're not, but again, they might. We have no idea. It wouldn't be impossible for them to launch 3000 series cards. I wouldn't suggest buying Nvidia stock right now. Maybe not invest in the stock market right now with the coronavirus going on. Might not be the best idea. Come on, dude. Why is this thing taking forever to load? It's going to take forever for it to register now. There we go. Yeah, for some reason this is my stream quality still fine, guys? Just say put a 1 in chat if the quality and the mic's good and everything. Because I want to make sure that it's not my internet that's getting messed up. And I'm not going to pull up tab. Okay, 1's fine. All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's not a live stream, guys. It's not a live stream, so we're going to be a couple minutes late. Again, we've had this loading wheel for a little while. A lot of people are oh, there we go. And the files aren't up yet. That's hilarious. You're joking. The files aren't up yet. It's probably a nightmare for them right now. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's probably a pretty big nightmare for them to be uploading this this file. So yeah, it's a shame it's not up yet. It should be up. Check YouTube? Oh yeah, I'll check YouTube. Let's reload this page real quick. Yeah, UFD Tech is the only one that's streaming right now. I like watching him too. He's a really good YouTuber. Let's see if he has it up. Yeah, it still looks like they don't have anything up yet. So, rip. I think everybody's having trouble doing it. Again, if you guys want to try to watch it yourself, just go to Nvidia.com GTC. And you have to have your own business. It's kind of a weird setup process, but uploaded 3 minutes ago. Yeah, hopefully. But again, our website's extremely slow right now. They've got a lot of traffic going through, so hopefully we can get it up. We'll reload and see if that helps. It helped last time. Thanks for being patient, guys. I know this is a little bit disappointing, but we'll try to get into it. It's up on YouTube main? Are you sure? Alright, we'll just look on GTC coverage. GTC 2020. Oh, no. Is this... Oh, it's 4 minutes ago. Yeah, these are like individual videos. Do you guys just want to watch these together? These aren't in parts. Yeah, part 1. Alright, let's watch this together. I'll be quiet. Viewer counts going down. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Hi, welcome to Nvidia GTC 2020, our first kitchen keynote. I'm coming to you from my home in California.
Is the volume okay, guys?
And I hope all of you are well and sheltering safely at home. Before we start, I want to take the opportunity to thank all the brave men and women who are fighting in the front lines against COVID-19. The nurses, the doctors, the truck drivers, the retail clerks, the warehouse workers, all of the people who are keeping the world going while we're sheltering at home. We're also doing our part to fight COVID-19. Scientists and researchers around the world are racing to find a vaccine for COVID-19. We're working with them across the entire spectrum, from containment, mitigation, treatment, to eventually tracking and monitoring. Oxford Nanopore, for example, was able to sequence the virus genome in just 7 hours using
this is kind of cool, like we were talking about simulating stuff, but
we can do now real-time infection rate analysis. And with Oak Ridge and Scripps, we were able to screen a billion drug compounds
this is my first stream on YouTube.
Versus a year. The team at Structura, NIH, and UT of Austin used CryoSpark to reconstruct the 3D structure.
All right, let's just scrub through real quick and see. That might be something important.
I am an explorer. searching for the origins of our universe. And charting a safer path to other worlds. I am a helper, moving us forward one step at a time, and giving voice to every emotion.
I love you.
I am a healer, modeling the future of medicine. And finding a needle in a haystack when every second counts.
All right, let's get a vote here. Do you guys want me to skip through and try to find the hardware stuff, or do you guys want me to watch like the whole thing through? You guys want me to skip through? Okay, all right, I'll go find the hardware stuff. All right. Let's see. All right, so looks like it's Minecraft stuff.
In Vancouver, BC, we announced one of our most ambitious endeavors.
So that's their that was their Quadro RTX they already launched.
16K anti-aliased.
All right.
Notice 1080p. And look, artificial intelligence actually does.
This is old stuff. This is not new RTX stuff. That's they're showing off their old stuff.
This is created by the users themselves. And so the lighting effects can't be changed.
Yeah, Minecraft looks really nice though. Oh, they're just showing off DLSS.
Which is the reason why we chose to work with the team at Minecraft to bring RTX to it. Now with this particular scene, you can
2080
see
Ti.
that
It's
when
not
we
new stuff.
render
All right, we'll go check something else out. So that was part 2. It was part 3. Scientific computing.
Developers. Ultimately, the applications that we accelerate. This year we did really great work. We've accelerated now over 700 applications.
Yep, same thing. Scientific computing. ASICs. Okay, let's see what this. This might be a GPU release. Nvidia A100, HGX A100. So these are Tesla. These are Tesla GPUs.
The number of workloads that has to run. The type puts the memory and the chip on the same substrate, which allows it to interoperate incredibly fast. And we're connected to HBM2 memory that now provides for 1.5 terabytes of frame buffer bandwidth.
Dude.
This is the first processor in history that comfortably delivers over a terabyte per second of bandwidth. The second breakthrough of the Ampere GPU is the new
so Ampere is announced. That's official, guys. Ampere's out.
Format tensor
expect 3000 series cards
in the range of FP32, the precision of FP16.
A couple months.
You input an FP32, it processes it with TensorFlow 32.
Yeah, there's 7 nanometers.
It in FP32.
That's everything that we were expecting.
As a result, no code change is necessary when you train. Now,
yeah, the reason why we're watching this, guys, is just to watch
it is possible to optimize for FP16.
The Tesla cards, because we know they're not going to be launching RTX cards.
Trains in FP32 today.
But
and so with this new
card
format, TF32,
is kind of
and
pretty
no
indicative
change,
of
all of a
what we're going to
sudden,
be getting here in a couple
we can
months.
accelerate training tremendously.
I'm
Let me show you here.
extremely
on the left
excited.
Is V100 Volta's FP32 matrix operations, and on the right is A100 Tensor Core Accelerated TF32. The speed up is extraordinary. Ampere has a new tensor core acceleration for sparsity. It takes advantage of the fact that most neural networks are very heavily sparse. So it starts with a dense network, the original network, and it zeroes out the weights that are small or close to zero.
And
then it retrains that network. As a result, this network can be compressed
each module can
to
hold
1.
8
and
gigs
using
of
the same data structure,
HBM,
using the same pipeline,
assuming,
we can now
because it's HBM2 and 8 gigs is the max. So 8 times 3, we got 24 gigs of HBM memory on there.
Here I'm going to show you the performance of Volta, which is today's state-of-the-art GPU. This is the highest performance GPU in the world today. This is the industry standard of deep learning. The black is Volta. The gray on top of the black is the peak, and the solid is measured. In the case of Volta, V100 FP64 is 8 teraflops. FP32 is 16 teraflops peak. FP16 125, and N8 is 60. In the gold will be the new A100 Ampere GPU. Look at that.
Wow.
A100 FP64 is 20 teraflops.
That's insane.
A100 TF32 is 160 teraflops, 10 times. In the case of FP16, 310. In the case of Int8, 625 peak.
That's
now,
crazy.
This is without sparsity. With sparsity, you get another boost. Look at the factor of 2. A100 sparse TF32 is now 310 peak. A100 sparse FP16, 625 peak. And for Int8, the world's first processor to achieve over 1 petaops.
Wow, dude.
This is now 1.25 pops. 1,250 tera operations per second. The inference performance of A100 is incredible. Now, when we compare it as an X factor to Volta, and remind you, this is the most advanced processor in the world today. The Volta numbers are all normalized to basically 1x. The training peak of A100 sparse TF32 nearly 20 times
this
the
card's
performance
definitely not
of
going to be
Volta.
cheap.
In the case of inference, 20 times the peak of
Ampere.
Volta. This is the greatest generation leap we have ever experienced.
That is a big statement,
show it to
guys. The biggest generation leap that they have ever experienced. That is absolutely insane.
Oh, boy.
Watch him drop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world's largest graphics card. This is the A100 processor board. It is 50 pounds, 8 GPUs connected by NVLink, 600 gigabytes per second, 6 NV switches, 1 million drill holes, 1 kilometer of traces connecting all of this, over 30,000 components, 50 pounds. In DGX, it moves 700 cubic feet per minute. The most
This is a
transistors
massive board.
on one computer the world has ever made. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nvidia A100 system board. It is just a technology marvel. But there's more. Ampere has a new architecture we call MIG. It stands for Multi-Instance GPU. It's the ability to turn one GPU into many.
What?
You could have one GPU, you could have up to 7 independent GPUs, or some combination in between. In the past, we would have a rocket ship.
So guys, for instance, this is like virtualization on your CPU. I want to get back to it, but like that's insane. We've never been able to do this before, and I think Ampere is going to make content creation amazing.
With a very large payload. And while the payload's being filled up, the rocket ship is waiting. But as soon as the payload is filled up, the rocket ship flies to space like you couldn't believe. Well, with A100, you have the ability to run it as one gigantic rocket ship with a very large payload, or you could have 7 independent rockets, each with a smaller payload, but they could take off as soon as they're ready. And so for inference or public cloud, instead of having one person use a GPU, fractionalize it, create 7 different instances so that each one of the customers could rent a smaller computer. You now have the flexibility to do that. MIG is going to have a profound impact on how we architect data centers. When I talked earlier about how we would like to have a universal, a unified server architecture that allows us to scale up as well as scale out, and to be able to configure it as the workload needs, this is exactly what we mean. Ampere is not only incredibly fast for training, not only is it incredibly fast for inference, it also has the ability to fractionalize and partition itself up into a large GPU for scale-up applications or a whole bunch of small GPUs to maximize scale-out. Whether it's for inference or public clouds, you now have the ability to have
These cards are
one
gonna have some
data center
insane
architecture for
performance.
acceleration that is flexible, high throughput, and enables higher utilization. The performance is incredible right out of the box. This is BERT, one of the largest models and most important models today. BERT training and BERT inference. Compared to Volta, a platform that has been refined and optimized for 3 years now, right out of the box, A100 is 6 times the performance in training 6 times. Transistor budget only increased about 70%. Now, Ampere is the largest, most complex processor the world has ever made. Thousands of engineers worked on it for several years, and it came together in this one incredible
The GPU
chip.
in the background was a 2070
70%
Super.
more
It's not a
transistors
new one.
with great architecture delivered 6 times more performance out of the box. In the case of inference, it is 7 times the performance of Volta, and much
I thought
more,
the same thing at
over
first,
12
too.
times the performance of T4s. Now let me show you Ampere in a demo. This demo is a natural language understanding model that includes
So this is deep
speech
learning, guys.
recognition.
For those of you who want to see that.
Not speech recognition of a human, speech recognition of a bird. The question that it has to answer is this. What is the native region
They're
of
not
the
going to say
bird that I'm
prices for
hearing?
this card, by the
First,
way.
it has to understand the question. It has to understand that the question has
It's
something
gonna
to
be
do
like
with hearing the
tens
sound.
of thousands of dollars.
Understand the sound, classify the sound, and then figure out from what region is that bird located, and respond as quickly as possible. In the case of V100, this is the result. First of all, it's a miracle in itself that we have an application that can do it at all. The breakthrough of artificial intelligence
That's
is
insane.
pretty astounding. This next demo is A100.
Okay, the speech recognition for the bird isn't necessarily the program. They don't really care about that. They're just trying to show off the performance of the card.
Performance as an entire Volta.
They're showing off what this is doing over Volta. And Volta was what we were
Now, what
running
happens
last
if
gen.
we put
This is
all
like
the
some of the
MIGs
things
to
were a
work?
7 times
All
increase
7
over Volta,
MIGs.
which means that we're going to have some crazy performance in gaming
Wow.
cards. Some crazy
A100
performance in gaming cards
with all
coming out
7
from
MIGs
Nvidia this year.
Could do over 500 queries per second. With Volta, we could do about 80. So Ampere has 7 times the inference performance of Volta. This is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, they're showing 7
Ladies and
times
gentlemen,
so many times.
NVIDIA's brand new data center GPU, the A100. DGX is our 3rd generation system. It's the world's first fully integrated AI
it doesn't
system.
specialize in gaming,
It was
but
designed
just
to be the
because
ultimate
of
instrument of AI
the
researchers.
architectural
It's fully
improvements
optimized,
means that it's going
and
to
you simply
translate
take it
over
out
to
of
the
box,
Ampere
plug it in,
GPUs that
and
we
you
are going to
have
be
a
using for gaming. It
state-of-the-art
doesn't mean that
development
this is going to be what
system
we're
for
seeing. It
Now,
just
the
means
previous
that
generation
our
of
gaming
DGXs
GPUs are going to be
were really
kind of like
optimized
this
for training.
to a
The
degree
DGX
against the
A100,
old
our
Turing
3rd
GPUs.
generation, this is the first one that's unified in the sense
Yeah,
that you can
GTC
use it
is
for
not
data
about
analytics,
gaming.
you can
It's
use
always
it for
been about
training,
deep learning
and you could
and,
also use it for inference.
productivity.
You could also split up this DGX.
No, you have
and
not Mr.
share it
3080.
among
It's not going to be announced for a couple
56
months, man.
different users at one time. Each one of them could have the benefit of equivalent performance of a Volta. It is elastic for scale up or scale out computing. Inside this machine is 9 Mellanox CX6 virtual protocol interconnect. Each one of the NICs is 200 gigabits per second of network capability. Dual 64-core AMD Rome CPU with 1 terabyte of memory. 8
What is
NVIDIA
Ampere? It is the
A100
new architecture
GPUs,
that
6
NVIDIA is talking about
NVIDIA
right now.
MV switches. The reason for that is
It's
this.
got up to
We
a
want
what
every
we're
one of the
seeing is a
GPUs to
7
be able
times
to communicate
performance
with each
over
other
their last
simultaneously without
generation
blocking.
parts.
And with the new NV links, which
Hey, it
is
was nice seeing
600
you, Epic, dude.
gigabytes per second, the cross-sectional bandwidth is about 4.8 terabytes per second. It's like a high-end switch integrated into DGX so that all the GPUs could communicate with each other simultaneously. And it comes with 15 terabytes of PCIe Gen 4 NVMe solid-state drive. This is the first computer ever made that in one node exceeds 5 petaflops of computing capability.
Yeah, these cards are going to have
DGX is a
PCIe Gen
marvelous
4, by the
machine.
way.
And our
We already
creative
talked
team,
about that.
using Omniverse and the amazing rendering capability of RTX, created a short movie for you. Everything that you're about to see is based off of the original CAD design, and it's rendered photorealistically using NVIDIA's RTX. Let me show it to you. It's really quite amazing.
The earliest I can see RTX cards coming out for gaming is maybe October. They have a 7 nanometer shortage, so they're going to be getting out server cards first. That's a dope looking server rack though. You're getting from this compared to last generation, Nvidia's the only one who's offering this, so they can charge whatever the hell they want.
The performance of this machine is incredible. Int 8, 10 petaops peak.
Man.
FP16, 5 petaflops peak. TF32 for training, 2.5 petaflops peak. FP64 for scientific computing, 156 teraflops peak. This is an amazing level of performance. If you compare it to the highest end servers, $10,000 server, DGX A100 is 150 times its peak performance. 40 times the memory bandwidth, 40 times the I/O bandwidth. 150 high-end servers, that's $1.5 million. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nvidia DGX A100 is in full production and it's available today at an amazing price of $199,000.
So you're getting $1 million of performance for $200,000.
You could also buy it in the form for hyperscalers.
Crazy.
NVIDIA is an open computing platform company. We develop systems so that we can fully integrate new categories of products and engineer the highest performance components. We also offer the components disaggregated for all of our partners around the world. And so if you would like to build your own hyperscale data center using NVIDIA's HGX A100, the carrier boards, the motherboards are available.
Are those on Amazon?
Let me show you what it's like when you put A100 in your data center.
That's hilarious.
Here we're showing you a modern, typical AI data center. There's a lot of DGXs inside with Voltas running in parallel for
training, my Amazon
and for
affiliate
data
link.
analytics running Spark, for example, or inference, they typically run on CPUs. And so this particular data center has 50 DGX1s and 600 CPU systems for AI inference and data processing. $11 million, 630 kilowatts is approximately the going price for a state-of-the-art AI data center. With the A100, this is what it looks like. Boom.
Oh my God. I'm not looking at the prices, but did you see the difference in the wattage?
The combination of the
Look
high
how
throughput,
efficient that was.
the MIG instances, and the ability to do data processing,
went down like 10
deep learning,
times.
and inference all on
1/20th
one
of the
computing
power.
platform.
1/20th
and the
of the power.
acceleration software we've
That is
developed,
insane.
from Spark to training all the way to inference, we can now combine all of those different server architectures into one. And by doing so, we reduced an $11 million data center into a $1 million rack, 28 kilowatts instead of 630 kilowatts, a tenth of the cost and 1/20th of the power. The
Dude,
more you buy,
not AMD, Nvidia is swinging hard on this Ampere
Let's take a look at that one more time.
Insane.
This is before, $11 million, 50 DGX1s, 600 CPU servers, modern AI data center. Ladies and gentlemen, now. Before and now.
That's still insane, dude.
Incredible achievement.
We're going to have some crazy
now
good
let's
gaming
take
cards.
a look at another algorithm.
Crazy good
the
gaming
famous
cards.
Pagerank algorithm. There are hundreds of billions of web pages and trillions of links. The Pagerank algorithm
I don't think it can
crawls
run
the
Crysis.
internet and creates a gigantic
I don't think we'll be able to run
graph
Crysis.
of hyperlinks
Nothing can
and
run
websites,
Crysis.
and analyzing it to determine which one of the websites is the most relevant. We've taken a publicly available database called the Common Crawl dataset. This is only 2.6 terabytes of data. It's 128 billion edges. The internet has several hundred billion websites and trillions of edges. So this is a very small fraction of that. And to do that, it takes 3,000 servers and 105 racks. And these 3,000
the big thing with this is that they're just condensing the amount of space that they have in server areas. Like they don't need that many servers anymore. They can just like have one of those Ampere servers and like not have to deal with all that space.
This is state of the art.
They have like 7 times the performance.
Edges per second.
Dude, they should make RGB servers.
Is 4 DGX A100s connected through NVLink into essentially one giant DGX. This giant DGX has 32 GPUs effectively. The performance is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like now.
Yeah, they're just condensing the space by so much. It's definitely going to help out in the server space.
5 times in cost. 688 billion edges per second. It's simultaneously 13 times the performance and 1/75th the cost. You got to see that one more time. Before, after.
Realize NVIDIA are a boring company.
The more you buy,
As boring as a tech company can
more
be,
you
sure.
save.
I mean,
The
again, this isn't
DGX
supposed to be the most
SuperPod
exciting
connects
event ever. This isn't a
140
RTX
DGX
or
A100 systems,
release.
creating a
It's just the server stuff. I
1,120
mean,
A100
first thing we've
computer.
gotten of the year from
It has a
them.
170
I'm so excited about
Mellanox
it.
quantum InfiniBand switch to have the lowest possible latency. Each one of the ports is 200 gigabits per second, and together, the Mellanox InfiniBand network fabric
700 petaflops
sustains
of AI
280
performance. That's insane.
terabytes per second. 15 kilometers of optical cables, nearly 10 miles, which is one of the reasons why we pre-configure the networking for our customers. It's
so one per year to
700
Pixar.
petaflops of
I don't even think
AI
Pixar needs that.
performance. The fastest
be completely
supercomputer in the
honest.
world is about 300 petaflops. This one pod delivers for AI performance nearly twice that, and this can be built in just 3 weeks. One of the first deliveries of the DGX is to Nvidia, and we extended our Saturn V AI supercomputer with DGX A100s. The Saturn V
Yeah, YouTube's
supercomputer
finally gonna
is
load
used by
videos
all of our
at a
researchers
decent
to
rate now.
advance, for example, DLSS 2.0, to do
Be
pre-trained
hilarious.
models for Jarvis or Metropolis or Clara, to do collaboration research with researchers and scientists around the world in healthcare, for example. And we use it to train models for our self-driving cars and robots.
Yeah, the
our
performance
supercomputer is
from
super
these
important to us.
GPUs
and
are
nearly
just gonna be
all of the
insane.
software platforms we do today has some
I think it's
neural
gonna be more
network component
revolutionary
to
in the
it.
server market,
Investing in our own
but
supercomputer is
even
vital
if we
for
get
our
3
business.
times performance,
Saturn V
like
today
we had
has
seven times performance from
1.8
this. If
exaflops
we go down to
of
half of that,
performance.
it's still going to
The
be
fastest
crazy
supercomputer
for
in the
gaming.
world is about
We have
300
3.5%
petaflops. And so
increase
we have
from the
several
RTX 2080
supercomputers
Ti.
inside the company that
The
we've
amount
been
of performance
using
we're
to
getting
develop
is
all of
going to
these
be absolutely
advances in AI.
amazing.
And now, with just this extension with DGX A100, NVIDIA Saturn V will have 4.6 exaflops
TikTok's gonna
of
be
total
hella lit.
AI capacity. That is just
Yeah,
a
they're gonna be in
gigantic
4K
jump
now.
with this extension. Our
Hell, even
researchers are
8K,
super
even
excited about it.
8K TikToks.
The brand new NVIDIA A100 data center GPU and the DGX A100 integrated AI supercomputer, and of course, all of the software stacks that go along with it. It's available today at $199,000.
Why not make a CPU for AI? Because GPUs are just better at doing the same work that a CPU would do. Oh no, they're just not made the same. All right, you guys want me to watch another video or EGX? So that's the one. We watched part 6. That was the A100. EGX A Converge Accelerator. I don't know if this is a new card, but we can skip through to C. Okay, so there is a new card. I think this is a Quadro,
for
maybe.
this edge AI application. We call it the NVIDIA EGX. EGX
Okay.
is made possible by 2 advanced processors. The first
So this is a blower
the
style
Ampere
card.
GPU.
This
which
just
has
looks
been
like
designed
a
for high-speed
Quadro or
AI
something like that. I
processing.
don't know.
But there are other capabilities that Ampere
No, this is a
provides.
server GPU.
The
Never
first
mind.
is secure and
Server
authenticated
one.
boot, so that you know that this computer is authorized to be on the network and run the applications. The second is a new security engine for confidential AI.
Dude, these are only gonna be like
The
$100
AI
in
algorithms
January.
are sensing, reasoning, and taking action. So it's vitally important that we know it hasn't been tampered. This secure, confidential AI
should full
enclave
screen it.
is
That's
going
annoying,
to protect
isn't it?
the AI model
When
so
someone
that it's
doesn't full
encrypted.
screen.
And if it's tampered in any way, the program will not be allowed to run. The second processor is the NVIDIA Mellanox Connect X6 DX. It's a dual 100 gigabit per second Ethernet or InfiniBand. It has a crypto engine to process security protocols, TLS and IPsec.
These are gonna be
at
insane
line
for
speed.
Bitcoin mining.
It has ASAP2,
your
accelerated
hands on one of
security
these.
and packet processing with single root I/O virtualization that allows this computer to
Okay,
be secure
Python,
and
this means that the
virtualized.
gaming cards
And then
are going to
lastly,
benefit
it has a
from
brand
it.
new
It's not going to
capability
be,
called
maybe they are.
time-triggered
They're on the same
transmission,
architecture.
which
They're going to
connects
be
the EGS
absolutely
server
monstrous.
with the 5G
We had 7 times
radio
performance on the
antenna
last
and
card.
synchronizes
If we have
the
half of that,
transmission between
3.5
two.
times
The
performance on the
combination of these two
2080 Ti,
processors
it's
makes
going to
up
be
the
like,
NVIDIA EGX.
AMD's not
And
going
by
to compete.
installing the EGX into a standard x86 server, you turn it into a hyper-converged, secure, cloud-native AI powerhouse. It's basically an
Why are
entire
they trolling
cloud
with the
data
2070
center
Super in the back?
in one box.
Why are they trolling like that?
The NVIDIA EGX card is the starting point. What makes it amazing is the software stack on top. We call it the EGX stack. The magic
No,
of
keep your
NVIDIA
2070.
EGX
The
comes
2070s are
alive
still good.
because of the software stack. fully integrated,
2070 until
fully
something new comes
optimized.
around.
It has 4 major pillars. The first is that it's cloud native, designed for Kubernetes,
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be
orchestrating
cheap.
containers, managed from afar, the ability to update software without rebooting the computer. Second, it's the world's first
I don't know if they can
GPU
home consumer
accelerated
market.
5G baseband radio. Our first partner is Ericsson, who is already developing 5G
At 3060,
stack
you're
on
going to
top
be able
of
to
NVIDIA.
get
Third, a
1440p,
fully
like
optimized
120 FPS
high-performance
plus.
AI processing
Definitely.
pipeline that we are world famous for. And then lastly, this entire stack is optimized for networking, storage, and most importantly, security. This one box is essentially a state-of-the-art cloud-native data center that is secure. Could be managed from afar. It is tamper-proof.
Yeah, dude, 4K
Data is
monitors are gonna be
protected in motion
falling off
and
the
in
shelves
place.
like
It is
crazy.
authenticated before it can come onto your network. And as
one's
a
gonna be rocking
result,
1080p
you could manage
anymore.
a fleet of data centers.
It'd be
all of
poor,
those
it'd be like
data
rocking
centers are
720p
sprawled
right
out
now.
all over your geography and all of your market, connected to sensors, applying intelligence to the products and services that you offer. The EGX stack comes with several reference applications.
Is their
The 5G
XE5
reference
nanometers going to
application
be
is one.
their
Another reference
server grade
application
CPU
is
or
called
GPUs, or their
Metropolis
actual
is
like
designed
consumer grade
for
ones?
connecting multiple high-speed cameras or high-speed
Yeah, it's
sensors
basically a
to
$1 billion
process
box.
the streaming
That's
data
pretty much
and
it.
do AI processing.
That can
on
do a
top.
lot of computing
Metropolis
stuff.
also comes with a library
But yeah.
of pre-trained state-of-the-art models. These pre-trained
If you wanna
models
look
have
at
been
it that
trained
way.
with a great deal of data. We also provide transfer learning tools to adapt
XEs for
these models
laptops.
to your use case. This end-to-end system
okay.
is what we call Nvidia
Yeah, another Tiger Lake
GTX. This is a
integrated GPU.
demonstration
Or, yeah, integrated
of
GPUs are
live
supposed to be a
cameras
lot better than the ones they have right now.
feeding multiple streams of video, which then goes into a 5G radio emulator, turns the live video into 5G packets. The 5G packets comes into the EGX stack.
Okay,
which
so this is
runs
just networking
the
stuff.
5G
I mean,
aerial
do you guys want to watch this or no?
GPU software baseband.
Yeah, no,
radio.
this is all
Aerial
really useful for
Metropolis
companies, but
is
for
running
most
on
people,
top of
networking
the
stuff
EGX
really
stack,
isn't the
which
biggest
is
deal,
running
especially when it's a
Kubernetes,
GPU
CUDA,
networking card.
AI
Like,
processing, network processing, security
all
processing,
it's
and
really
storage
doing.
processing, all completely optimized, running on one computer, end to end. Let me show you another application of NVIDIA EGX. This is factory automation. The reference application we developed
right,
for
put a
this
1 in
is
chat if you
called
wanna keep on
Isaac.
watching, put
It
a 2 in
starts
chat
with
if you don't.
Isaac Sim, a virtual reality environment that obeys the laws of physics, appear photorealistic. In that world, a robot thinks it's in the physical, real world. We're going to teach it skills and refine its skills. Once the robotics model is developed, we would run it on the
Okay,
NVIDIA
so it looks like
EGX
there's a lot more
computer,
twos.
running
Alright.
the Isaac robot.
So we are on part 7. I don't think there's a part 8. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to watch? I might just end the stream here. You guys can go check out UFD Tech. I want to thank all of you guys for stopping by and watching. UFD Tech is probably going to be covering the same thing. They're a much bigger channel than mine. Again, they're pretty great. Thank you for all the support. There's a part 8? There is a part 8. Oh. Where's the part 8 at? 5, 3, 6, 7, 2, 4. I might just be blind. Go on the channel. Okay. Oh, wait. Alright, yeah. It's not the same channel. Alright. R8. 5. There it is, yeah. Oh, that's autonomous vehicles. It's just Tesla. That's 8. I think that's it, right?
Hi, welcome to NVIDIA GTC 2020.
Is there
our
any
first
good
kitchen
bits?
keynote. I'm coming to you from my home in California, and I hope all of you are well and sheltering safely at
I mean,
home.
any good bits? I don't know.
Before we start,
Again, all this stuff is AI. I mean, we already watched what we would want to see, I guess.
recommenders.
There's not gonna be anything but the 30 series. We already looked at some of the hardware that we wanted to see. What was it? It wasn't a Volta. It was like an A100 or something like that. I don't know. It was an Ampere GPU. That showed us a lot about what the hardware we could expect from this thing was. All right. We'll get guys. Thank you for watching this stream. It means a lot to me that you guys stopped in and enjoyed. Hopefully, you guys can stick around with the channel. I'm gonna go get something to eat because I am absolutely starving. I'm absolutely starving. Do you see more rendering? I can link this whole thing in the chat, guys. I'm like absolutely starving. I haven't eaten anything since I've gotten up today. So yeah, guys. Thank you very much for watching it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. What about power of every GPU? They're not gonna have a power of every GPU on there. They're just launching that one card. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, actually, I'm gonna post my channel Discord in here because I want to try to grow a community with with all you guys, and it's just a hardware community. It's literally just that. I'll post it in chat. You guys can copy and paste that, join if you guys want to. If you don't want to, it's all good. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys later.